All right. Maybe we should have waited till the next Steam Next Fest. Well, guess what? That's in June. That's in June. I actually just put the event for that in the Discord. I actually just made the event for that in Discord. Oh, hey, guess who forgot? Guess who forgot to open the fishing? Terrible. I thought it was October, never mind. I think there's also one in October. They're quarterly now, Ionic. They're quarterly now. Excuse me. Yeah, they used to be, I think it was once a year. Yeah, now they're quarterly. So the next one's coming up in June. So we'll have a week of demos for that as well. I like that TBH give us more of a chance to see indie games we've never seen before. I wish it wasn't quarterly. I wish it was like every 6 months. I wish it wasn't quarterly, only because quarterly is so quick. I'm so good at fishing. All right. Give Josie some scratches. All right. This says it supports a controller. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, excuse me. All right. So this is the Posthumous Investigation. Oh, here we go. Okay. Cool. Straightforward. This is also a cool looking detective, noir investigative game. Let me make sure this is the demo. Yes, this is the demo. Okay. Some games I have are full versions, and I need to make sure that it's not that. Rio, 1937. I'm still hesitating whether I should start this investigation from the beginning or the end. That is, whether I should I would put first your investigation or my death. I believe there's an intersection between the two moments. Just as there's a point between life and death, so here we are. I won't expose all the facts, as your participation would be that of a mere spectator. And we don't want that, do we? Oh. The pathways that led to my faithful destination touch on busy and well-attended streets, as well as dirty places that scare away visitors, literally. Just like this alley. This is where I took my last breath. Oh, so it's like Detective Noir Ghost Trick, where the last traces of my passage through the world of the living are. It is of utmost importance to enter the location and collect thorough evidence. But first, we need to wake up the detective. I mean, you. Ah! What was that? I could swear I heard a voice. Lack of work is driving me nuts. I can't remember the last time I got a new contract. This involuntary free time is doing no good to my brain cells. Anyway, it's no use standing here. Better check the mail. Hopefully a new contract is just waiting. But no need to hurry, detective. My head's still spinning, and in my business, exaggerated optimism's a flaw. Slowly but surely, one step at a time. Move, interact. Okay. Every 6 months seems more realistic at this point, though. There's so many events for demos. Yeah, like that's really the thing, right? It feels like having a quarterly, and you can only submit your game to one Steam Next Fest a year. So you really got to figure out which one is going to be the best one for your game. And I think that's why they have them quarterly, is by restricting them to one a year. You know, you can do the one that's like, oh, this is coming out, you know, this is right before my game comes out. Great. You know, look at that. The street's bustling. That's unusual. What the hell's going on down there? This looks wrong. Much better. Bills, taxes, tickets. What about this different one? Who else do I need to pay? Hey, a letter. An actual letter. But why would anyone write me? Dear Mr. Detective, if you've received this letter, it's because I'm dead. Excuse me. Your participation in the story is essential to solve the mystery. Go to the scene of my death and find out who could be the author of this assault on my life. P.S. Don't worry, we both know there won't be any other job coming up for you today, so consider yourself higher. Yours sincerely, Brás Cubas. The sender is Brás Cubas. I know that name. So he's my new employer, I guess. One of the city's biggest magnates needs my services. Investigating the private degenerate lives of Rio de Janeiro's high society? Sounds fun. But wait, he's saying that he's dead? Intriguing. Maybe we could call this a posthumous letter. That is great. If my employer's dead, at least I won't have a boss bothering me all the time. Carry out the investigation however I want. Life is good. No more time to waste. We need to find out where he died and start the investigation. Check my dossier before leaving. Okay, okay. Suspects in the story are registered here. The silhouettes will be unveiled when their faces are known. This is a bullet point. New information about characters, items, and clues are marked with an exclamation. Okay, so we have clues. Only certain suspects will have something relevant to say. Find them all. Oh, I like that. I just wonder who it's from. Really, we regret to inform you that Brás Cubas has died, and you need to. You must investigate his death. Some fresh air will be good for your troubled mind. Extra, extra! Bigwig found dead in alley. Get today's issue right here. Move, no crowds. This area is off limits. Nothing to see here, you vultures. We've already taken the ham away. Why, if they're in Rio, why are all of these, this is just New York. So much sadness. How will I ever get over this pain? Dude, why is this in Rio? Like, I get that it's like, oh, we want to set it in Rio so that it's different. It's like, yeah, but you made everything the exact same as New York. You need to get to that alley to find clues. All the buttons are run. Whatever button you want to touch, that's run. Lobo's against the worker strike. Vote Lobo Neves. I know who won't vote for you, sir. Got him. I can call a taxi. This is just, I can just poke around. I can see what's going on. Oh God, time is passing. Oh God. Oh God, stress. Living one day at a time, I think. There's the confidence I expect from a detective. I was thinking this looks like London. I see it. Do I know you? How do you know I'm a detective? If you're wearing an overcoat in this heat, it's one of two things. One, you just escaped from the greenhouse. Or two, you need something to prove you're a real detective. Need to check what's going on in the alley. All right, well, do you want to get the paper? One man's trash is another man's treasure. My foot. Hey, who are you? Are you from the press? Sorry for bothering you. Are you all right, miss? Dear God, what a sad day. Can you see the tears in my eyes? This feels put on. This feels put on. Anyway, I hope you get better. Thank you for the miss, but I'm a Mrs. You should know that. What kind of reporter are you? I'm not. Thank God you finally arrived. Why did it take you this long? You're writing a notice about the deceased man, right? Yes, Brás Cubas, but I'm a detective. Oh, the famous Brás Cubas. It's a shame that fame doesn't grant longevity to good men. Paris should have listened to my advice. Advice? Why don't we stop talking about Brás? How about Sabina Cubas, his sister? Do not mistype my name, please. Okay, well. What kind of reporter can't recognize the high society of Rio de Janeiro? This is the victim's sister. She seems obsessed with fame, huh? I hope I'm the cover story of your next issue. Otherwise, I'll tell your editor how unqualified you are for your job. Good luck with that. Let me ask you some questions then. What can I do if society begs for my words? Ask whatever you want. Oh. Oh, this is cool. You must have a lot of good stories to tell, Miss Cubas. What, me? I'm the simple daughter of our Lord Almighty. What exactly do you want? What does that mean? Could you tell me about a bit more of yourself for the newspaper cover story? Very well, prepare your pen and paper. Sabina Cubas, an elegant lady with a refined taste, a family woman and a worshiper of God, a natural-born Cubas. Highlight the elegant part, please. Actually, remove that part. I want to give off a humble image. What if you write about my teary, sad eyes mourning the loss of my dear brother? I could, but I don't see any tears, Miss Cubas. Oh, right. My appearance may not reflect it, but I am super sad inside. Okay, cool. Makes time pass when I ask people questions. I have a few questions about the victim. What do you want to know? Were you and your brother close? It's for the newspaper story. We were as close as life allowed us to be. Family is a divine gift, and as the Lord gives, the Lord takes when he judges necessary. Okay, this doesn't really answer the question. How was your relationship? It was excellent. We shared everything. The name, secrets, possessions. For the Cubas family comes first always. I want to ask about possible suspects. In your opinion, Ms. Cubas, how do you think this tragedy could be a murder story? And if so, what reason and name come to your mind? Accusing with no proof is a sin that could turn against me. However, my family name has always been highly praised in this town, even with Brás maculating it at every turn. They're opportunists ready to do whatever it takes to get what they want. But, as I said, I don't have any proof and I shall not bear false witness as our Lord commands. But enough of this talk. All right, well, you know, I got a letter. This morning I received a letter signed by Brás himself, Miss Sabina. How is it possible? Does it make sense? Well, being always a step ahead of everyone is Brás's trademark. That cunning. I mean, my dear brother always had an ulterior motive. Oh, was Brás saying goodbye? Did he know he was about to die? You found a statement. These are special claims that help incriminate another suspect. The more clues and statements you collect, the more guilty the suspect will appear. She did it. Glad we did our investigation. She did it. Done. Book her, Dano. And if he knew, it baffles me that of all places he chose to draw his last breath on a dirty alley. Such a decadent picture. Very well, I have another question. Where were you at the time of the crime? And why do you want to know? Being curious is part of my job, and I believe my audience will ask the same questions. Don't you agree everyone in the city should know what the notable Miss Cubas is thinking? Well, when you put it that way, those poor souls could learn a thing or two from a lady of high society. I was at the midnight mass asking God to forgive all these sinners around me. Okay, lady, calm down. You're laying it on a little thick. Were you alone? It's a bit late for a lady like yourself to be walking around alone. Father Cabral can confirm my presence there. You can ask him if you want. How do I get to the church? I haven't been there in a long time. It shows. Okay, thanks. Just spread the news. I'll bring the Cubas family back to its former glory. Divine guidance can help us get to where we belong. Okay. This is a scene of the crime. Let's move along. Nothing to see here. Officer Gambe, come on. This is not how we do things. You at least have to find out what he wants. Can I help you with something, citizen? If she didn't do it, can we accuse her? Probably not. Can I take a look? What do you think we are? Some kind of public service to attend the needs of anyone who needs us, regardless of who it is? Yes. Looks like a very accurate description of the police. You need to be police to go through this line. See this badge? It wasn't easy. Keeps falling off. Is this where the murder happened? As a matter of the police, what do you think we would tell you? Maybe I can help. As if... How did you find him? Did anyone report it? It was an anonymous complaint. Someone called the police station and said they found a body in the alley. Okay. As far as we know, the call happened around 5 a.m. Sergeant, why are you telling him all this? As far as we know, he could be the culprit. Criminals always return to the crime scene. This guy? Trust my experience, Gambe. It wasn't him. Thank you, Sergeant. He's so beat up, I doubt he'd have the ability. All right, well, fucking calm down. Have you been here a long time? Since way early. Police officer must always be vigilant, always ready. What'd you find when you arrived? Oh, you wish I'd tell you. That's classified information. That's not what classified means. Same as always, find in every alley. In case of this one, you'll find some drug packages thanks to the pharmacy there. Its door leads straight here. Oh. Alley is garbage. The buildings around it always have doors leading to it. Just as classified as the stories people tell Father Cabral in the church. Well, that has a... So are we a private detective? Yes, we are a detective. Unfortunately, Midnight Club always refuses my stand-ups. That's funny. Don't let my friend Gambe know I told you this. You're obviously interested in the alley. I've been here a long time. My belly is rumbling. How about we help each other out? Go to Helena's Cafe. Bring a nice cheese bread. I'll consider your situation. Ooh. Now, he said that the pharmacy has a door. About what medicine, young man? Let me guess. No, actually. Judging by those dark circles on your eyes, I bet you haven't been sleeping well. My sleep isn't the problem, although I can't remember the last time I slept properly. Oh, so you have a serious memory problem. I have just the right stuff. What? Oh, you didn't come here for medicine. What are you doing here? I'm investigating the death of the illustrious Mr. Brás Cubas. Illustrious? Okay. Did you know him? He was found in the alley here next to your pharmacy. That makes you an obvious person of interest in my investigation. Ha! Only by sight. A good vision and unfailing healing are a pharmacist's blessing, as they say. Right, let's proceed then. Your name, please. Crispin Soares, at your disposal. At my disposal? All right. With your unfailing hearing, you must have heard something strange the night before. Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know anything about that. I was at my cousin's, so... Were you? Oh, yes, I even brought her some chocolate eclairs from Helena's Cafe, our favorite. All right, let's get to the heart of the matter, shall we? Oh, man. All right. I mean, yeah, let's see, you know. What do you know? Mr. Crispin, what can you tell me about Brás Cubas? Oh, my boy, nothing new that you don't already know or can't read in the newspaper. My humble business attracts many personalities from Rio, indeed, but Mr. Cubas, I'd have only heard about him. So he's never visited this modest pharmacy? Where else would he purchase medicine in the city? Medicine? An upperclassman like Mr. Cubas probably sent a boy to do those kinds of mundane tasks. Believe me when I say I don't know anything about Mr. Brás. All right, well, what about Ms. Cubas? Sabina. Ugh, she's just a snobbish woman with an important name, doing a terrible job at hiding how vain she is. I'm patiently waiting for the day when modern science can create a cure for vanity so I can write her a prescription with my own hands. Oh, don't let me interrupt you. Well, what else do I know? I'm not one to be bad-mouthing people behind their backs for no reason. Sabina is the one with the pitiful habit of watching and commenting on other people's lives, and then pretending to be a saint in public. She can't fool me. Yeah, that's. I talked to her for 5 seconds and got the same vibe, so. Mr. Crispin, has your establishment been open for a long time? Oh, yes, I've dedicated more than half my life to this business. I know my youthful appearance may suggest otherwise, but it's been decades already. People always come here, complain about their pains, and I hear everything, curiously and patiently. With the sole purpose of finding a remedy of everyone's afflictions, of course. Oh, it's such a large city, they assume this is the only pharmacy. Yes, I've noticed you're a very talkative person. Oh, I speak to everyone and everything. I even talk to my safe. Such a dedication to your business must take a lot of your time. You spend most of your time here, right? Absolutely. This place is my life, and I'm always around. Interesting. So you must have seen something last night, heard anything? After all, we have a crime scene right next to your beloved pharmacy. I know nothing about that, young man. I had an appointment last night and wasn't at the pharmacy. But didn't you just tell me you're always around? Yes, I did, but I have other personal commitments, and unforeseen circumstances may require my presence elsewhere. Please, can we change the subject? You know what I want to do. I want to go see. Go to Helena's Cafe here. Oh, they're sold out of chocolate eclairs. I'm investigating the death of Brás Cubas. Put it on this tab. I'll settle it tomorrow. Right. Here it is on Mr. Cubas's tab. Hell yeah. Oh, now I have an item. You lose items at the end of the day. So the eclairs are sold out. I wonder if I'd gotten to it quick enough. I wonder if I'd gotten to it quick enough. You at your sister's, but also at an appointment while also staying here at the pharmacy. Sounds logical. Anyone fancy some cheese bread? Wow, but of course. Exactly what I needed. I love fucking Brazilian cheese bread. Hey, where's mine? Seems you have some interest in the crime scene. Let's pretend this behavior is not suspicious. One hand washes the other. You have 1 hour to check the alley. But after that, get moving. Fuck. 1 hour? This cheese bread's so good, it saved my day. The infamous crime scene. Not the most glorious place for your gasp your last breath, I must say. All right. This is the spot where the victim was found. Hard to say if he was laying on his back or his tummy. They should have drawn some eyes to make it easier. It's a matchbox with a printing with a drawing of a moon printed on it. That's a good clue. 157. That sounds important. Maybe it's a code or something. This is in the victim's hand when he fell? See, the mouse died foaming through the mouth. Seemed to be holding a bottle of... something. Plaster? It's a Brás Cubas plaster. I didn't know that besides being a socialite, Rio's tycoon was also an amateur pharmacist. Not a qualified one if you ask the rat. Up. Ooh. Well, that's a fancy key. It's definitely good that we found that. Some sort of handkerchief. Oh, looks like blood. Wonder if the victim had this handkerchief, or did it come from the pharmacy? What are you doing here? Get out now or else. Oh, forgive me, I'm already leaving. Okay. They're 5th generation rats here that could eat a horse. That's everything. I guess I could look at the posters, but the posters were just posters, so. It's a pleasure to meet you again, Miss Cubas. I have a few more questions. So I want to ask you... about this key. What are you talking about? By God, it's the key to the Cubas Manor. How did this end up in your hands? Whatever, it doesn't matter. I was worried I was never going to find it. Thank you so much for bringing it to its true owner. You journalists always find a way to get what you want, huh? But of course, we, the journalists, I'll be able to take back what is rightfully mine, the Cubas Manor. You, good sir, are invited to my crowning. The Cubas Manor shall host the triumphant return of Sabina, its most prestigious daughter. Were you not allowed in the house? A scarf was found in the alley where your brother was murdered. Well, I have to say that doesn't surprise me. Filthy alley full of junk. Well, it was stained with blood. Blood, dear God. Barris's blood? I can't say. No, why are you bothering me with this? The scarf could belong to anyone. Any woman, probably. Oh. Oh, hey. They had to start having a fight. You. Oh no. You should feel ashamed to go out on the streets today. At least my tears are true and not the juice of selfishness like yours. Damn. Selfishness. Look who's talking. Bite your tongue before speaking of a true daughter of God. Things won't stay like this, hear me? Just wait. I'll spill your dirt to the first curious reporter that shows up. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Oh, what's happening here? Who sent those messages to my wife? I don't know, I'm just the messenger. Excuse me, I'm in the middle of something. What's happening? Isn't it clear enough? Who are you, one of these clowns' friends, I'll bet. I think there's been a mistake, sir. The mistake was you getting in my way. This is for you to learn not to poke your nose. Oh. Did he kill me? Finally, you've reached the part of the game that matters. I was eager to know how long it would take before your first... Did he kill me? Such a befuddled expression. You must be wondering who I am. In case you haven't figured it out yet, I'm Brás Cubas. Yes, the victim. Also, the author of the letter you received this morning, and therefore your current contractor. Okay, well, at least I know what he looks like now. I won't judge your deduction skills from this slip. I'm aware the situation is rather unusual. Let's get straight to it. Welcome to Limbo. Huh? But what is Limbo, you must be wondering? A lot of things. The beginning and the end of your journey, a source of information, direction, answers. I say this because everything that happens in here is, in more than one way, the result of my design. As it used to be out there until they reduced me to an obituary ahead of time. But this won't be a problem. With your insistence and my cunning, we'll analyze your findings to solve the ultimate mystery. The mystery of my death. If that sounds complicated to you, don't tremble. You have plenty of time. One day. Huh? What? Too little? You may think that way in the beginning. One day might not seem like much to such an appalling mystery, but fret not. You'll have this one day as many times as you like. Oh, we've got a time loop. We'll have many attempts to fill in the gaps missing from my final narrative. Well, you must be feeling honored to help me get to the end of this charade. So, how about we check on your performance today, detective? What have you got for me? We have a time loop. You found a statement. This is precisely the thing we need for the investigation. These short comments are mere Freudian slips, subtle and unconscious attempts of the interrogated to escape from under the spotlight and pointed at someone else. And these specific comments are what we'll use to build the case against potential suspects. Did you just say genius? I'm sure you did, because it is. Eventually, you may even get someone to actually confess. Wouldn't that be amazing? Especially considering that... Oh, forget it. Find the statements, rip them out of those scoundrels like rotten teeth, as many as you can, and bring them to me. This is all I need from you. Now that we have something to work with, we shall begin. Whoa. Okay, that load was cool. You mean to tell me you spoke to Sabina, is that it? Wonder what my dear little sister have to contribute besides this farce she calls mourning. Okay. Assume by saying goodbye she was referring to the letter I sent you. It's true, it could be read as goodbye. Hard to write a letter with this content without it feeling like some kind of farewell. In any case, detective, you weren't supposed to have mentioned the letter. There's a contract between the two of us. Of course, others won't understand. And we'll reach outrageous conclusions. Disregard the theory that I was saying goodbye. It was not premeditated, believe me. At last, focus on what is relevant, detective. Okay. If you don't want to repeat the same day several times, this option's not in our schedule. Don't waste your time considering it. Who would want to waste the chance to be able to work directly for the brilliant Brás Cubas? Besides, you'll be able to find out and expose the dirt on all the cocky scoundrels in Rio de Janeiro. Who wouldn't want something like that? You know? Every Brazilian neighborhood with a penny has a church. Did you ever visit ours? So, there we go. Yeah, gotta fix that. All right. A check mark in the annotation means it's already been resolved. How big is Crispin's fondness for chocolate eclair? Does the priest confirm what... Oh, I see. So then we have all of these clues. And we know about items. Okay, so it keeps track of all of the items. So I'm curious. What if we... Seems I'm really stuck in this day. I guess my only choice is to honor the contract with that Gabby ghost and find out who murdered him. Hold X to fast forward. Okay. Oh, I didn't mean to go inside. We gotta get down here to Helena's Cafe. And maybe... Yes! Put it on his tab, I'll settle it tomorrow. Oh, see, that's even funnier. This is the last one. Good morning, esteemed voter. This is the last declare, and I have a very special day today, so... So? You can't keep it. Hand it over. No. Sorry, I need this declare for my investigation. Ha! You will regret this. You don't know who you're messing with. You better walk the line or my friends at the station will end this investigation of yours. Gulp. I think it's impossible for rich people to not threaten people with police. Oh. Greetings, I have some orders for tonight. Hello, Mr. Doctor. You're stuttering again. In addition, your skin tone is paler. Sweat does not match today's mild weather. I can arrange you a place in my institution. Don't worry, Doctor, I'm doing great. The turmoil in the alley today has disturbed my routine. How many orders will it be today? Well, let's talk business. My orders will be smaller tonight. I'm trying an experimental medication. But Doctor, you're my main customer. We had an agreement. Didn't we? As a merchant, you must be aware competition strengthens the economy. Such is the way of free market. I'll be back at night to fetch the order as usual. Try to improve sunlight capacitation. Your lack of vitamin D is noticeable. We have a wing at my institution dedicated to the vitamin D phobes. If you do not improve, I may need to take action. Well, I don't like this guy at all. Let's see what happens. Oh, cut corners. That's very funny. I brought you a gift. An eclair for me? But how did you... Oh, you're a free medicine, my boy. It's not too much to ask. Could you do me a favor? Watch the balcony for me while I briefly travel to Sugar Paradise. Oh. Oh, so this is another way. Okay, so I could find a recipe. So I could find a recipe about how to put this together. Okay. Okay, so they definitely have some lines they want you to take. This is very interesting. They're definitely doing something interesting with this time loop thing, which I'm very curious to see. This is really cool. I like this idea, especially with how much information they give you, like how much information they let you keep on hand, which is a big thing with time loop games. That was a big thing with Homebody, was being able to keep information on hand and say, hey, they have these threads together where it's like, yeah, what happens if you give the eclair to that guy? I wonder what happens. Who knows? And so having all of this information together, and you can see who you already showed specific items to. You can figure out all this stuff. This is cool. This is cool. I really like this. This is Posthumous Investigation. I think this is super neat. I think this is super cool. I don't think there's enough, cool, mystery Phoenix Wright-esque genre games. So, yeah, this is really, really cool. I definitely want to check out more of this. Excuse me. having said that, it's time for my morning break. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom, walk Josie. I'm gonna fail to uninstall this game 3 times, and get all that stuff sorted and you know, ready for second half of stream. If you haven't yet, take some time, drink some water, get up, take a stretch, you know, get some sun in your face, all that good stuff. And I'll see everybody back here in just a couple minutes.